Welcome back and happy Monday. I got some brain food for you today. So, what I want to talk about is a slew of things. A combination of boundaries, self-care, how you carry yourself, and taking your power back. It's the general synopsis. Notes. Okay. Did you know that taking your power back can also look like getting up earlier in the morning than your responsibilities? And within that time, you do for you, not what has to be done. What do you need? Movement, stretches, stillness, meditation. Right. Hold that in your mind because this is important. So you service yourself before you service others. Especially if you're heading into a job, you're servicing for others. That is what you're doing. Now, if you get up and you run right to work without servicing self, your energy, the way that you're going to vibrate is that of you don't matter. You don't matter. That your job and whatever it is that you are placing as utmost importance to, that's even overcoming your own self-care. And that's the thing, like sometimes we forget that self-care is not just like taking a shower and brushing your teeth. We're not just leaving time just for the necessities. We need our non-negotiable needs as well before we leave for the day. If that means you got to get up at 4 a.m., get up at 4 a.m., then go to bed at 9. I'm telling you, this is going to revolutionize your life. Why? Because, playing into the next thing, because self-care and taking back your power is a form of silent boundaries. What do I mean by that? What I have noticed in my own personal journey is that in the beginning, before correcting or changing my entire lifestyle to support my authentic self, in the process of that, boundaries were hella needed because I didn't believe in the things I was doing. I didn't believe it yet. I'm doing it because it's good for me. But I didn't believe that. Like, if the proof wasn't in the pudding, you're just doing it, right? And so you're still half and half. 1 foot in the one pasture, you're 1 foot in the other pasture. So your boundaries need to be vocalized because that energy of back and forth, that energy of pulling away from old and stepping into new will... And it will, not just can, it will create confusion for others. They don't know it. They're just feeling it. This is all felt. Why? Once again. Because our self-care and our non-negotiable needs, that is what establishes the energy of confidence, the energy of, I know what I'm doing. And even though I don't maybe know everything I'm doing, I know what I'm doing for myself. And that is enough of what I need to feel confident and secure and trusting in myself. And having all of your feet on the same page, having all of you on the same page will radiate an energy where you no longer have to keep fighting for your boundaries because you're vibrating at such a level that it's common sense almost how to treat you at this point. Now, why? Why is that a true statement? Because if you treat yourself and follow your own boundaries for others, but with self, you are untouchable. It would take a very unaware, blundering person to crash into one of your boundaries. And because of that, it's even easier to say, I don't really need that energy in my life. Like, I don't really want that. How you carry yourself sets the precedence on how others treat you. Now, I want to abolish what we've learned growing up, where we're taught, how you dress gains you the respect, how you fake or how you mask earns you the respect. That's actually not true. If you step into your authentic power and then create your own set of values, morals, and non-negotiable needs that support your authentic nature and your authentic living lifestyle, then that, because it's authentically for you and for your highest good and potential, then that means whatever dress, whatever style of clothes you chose, whatever, it doesn't matter, you are radiating an energy of respect because you have self-respect. Now, if you have self-respect and you have boundaries for yourself that are, I need to get fully dressed in the morning because that's how I am my most awake and ready to accomplish my day. Getting a nice outfit on helps me motivate and feel like I can accomplish my day because I can go out whenever I need to. I look in the mirror and I see it's confidence, right? So does that mean, though, you have to dress a certain way? No. Just dress how you feel about yourself. Because you want to match the intentions that you have for yourself. All right, we're getting too detailed about the clothes. It's not about the clothes. But my point is, if you respect yourself, you're not leaving the house looking like you don't respect yourself. Now, I know that we're in a day and age where we want acceptance. We just want to be blindly accepted. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's a disease. That's dis-ease. That's not good for you. You don't want to be blindly accepted, because then when are you ever going to recognize that maybe you're not treating yourself with utmost respect? Because we don't always know that. I know for myself, seeing my incline of how I carry and hold myself, I didn't recognize that down here I was presenting myself in a certain way. It's upon the journey of self-care and authentic nature that really got me feeling that, taking my power back, feeling my confidence again, that now I feel like, whoa, I didn't even realize I wasn't representing myself with respect. So it's not about a certain style choice. It's not about a certain hair color. It's not about how you design and decorate your body. It's not about that. Do you have 100% confident self-respect? Do you have empowerment? Are you feeling empowered? Because that is what's felt. And what you're wearing actually has nothing to do with others respecting you, but it's about how you feel wearing the thing. Do you feel empowered, courageous, and respectful? Because self-care is a silent boundary. If you never speak negatively to yourself, if you always meditate and reflect before responding, if you always use dialectical behavior skills, if you're always in a mindfulness moment, if you're always doing these things, that's felt to others. Also, you have less time to entertain distractions. So you really start to not need vocal boundaries nearly as much. Because the way you walk into a room sets the precedence on how you're about to be treated. And that is so hard for trauma survivors. Let me be the first to tell you that. Because we're not feeling hot because of trauma, but then you walk into a room and people don't know about your trauma and they treat you like you're not going to say something when they disrespect you. Because you know what? You probably won't. Because there's no confidence, your bodily autonomy feels like it's been stolen, your free will has been taken from you, all these things. This is powerless. You're not feeling empowered after trauma, and that's okay. But that's why if we don't heal and work on those things, those energies that we're vibrating at, we do become a further victim to circumstance. It's a very hard thing to admit and look at because I struggled with it really hard, and I don't think we talk about this enough. That we do get berated. We do get taken advantage of. We do get treated like we can be walked all over. Because at that moment, we can. Got no empowerment left. And then it further drains from you the more that you put yourself in situations with a lack of confidence, a lack of empowerment. And that's where the saying goes, it's not your fault what happened, but it can't be a life sentence. It can't be the rest of your life, and that's up to you because that one circumstance, or if you've complex PTSD, you'll recognize that it's one that bleeds into the next and bleeds into the next and bleeds into the next. These circumstances, or the one circumstance, put you into a lower vibrational frequency. It did. And now, what does that mean according to the law of attraction? You will now start to attract more lower vibrational crap. So now it comes into the thoughts. This is the thoughts I had in my personal journey is like, so no one's going to feel bad for me. No one. Because like the universe doesn't care. Like it doesn't. Like it doesn't have consciousness like that. It doesn't know that the reason you're vibrating at a low level is because somebody stole your autonomy or hurt you or whatever. It doesn't know. These constructs don't know these things. So like, even though you're sitting in this low vibrational frequency and you're not the one who put yourself there, doesn't matter. You're still in it. And that's the whole motivating factor for the healing journey. Because while you're sitting there waiting for resolution, waiting for an apology, or waiting for these feelings to go away, they're not, because you're going to attract more of a reason to feel the way you're already currently feeling in those lower vibrational frequency states. And that's tough to know as a trauma survivor because it feels as if there's no grace. Just because I was traumatized, I still had to pull myself out of that hole. No one does that for you. No one can go into your soul and give you back your empowerment and give you back your autonomy and give you back your free will and your confidence. No one's going to do that for you. Doesn't matter how bad the trauma was and how much it wasn't your fault. Doesn't matter. Now that we got that uncomfortable topic out of the way, because it's sad, but also freeing. Because who the hell are you waiting for? It's you. To get out of your own way. So it's almost freeing because now at least you know what needs to be done. Instead of waiting and twiddling and attracting more crap. So yes, as trauma survivors, you didn't deserve that shit. You did not deserve it. But guess what? You're still in the battle, the spiritual warfare for your soul. So you gonna let that trauma or traumas depict and decide the rest of your life? You're very much allowed to make those one or handful of traumas become your living nightmare for the rest of your life. You can. Or you take your power back. What was taken from you, you take it the F back. And it starts real small. It starts getting up early in the morning. What do you need? What do you need? You've been so neglected and ignored. What do you need? And give it to yourself. Give yourself what you need. So your body and your nervous system, your mind and your soul starts to trust you to take care of you. Instilling a little more power. Instilling a little more confidence. And it can be as easy as waking up early and filling your needs before anything else. Setting a boundary with others, you better bet your ass you're following that boundary. If you're telling people they can't talk to you with a passive-aggressive attitude, you better not ever speak passive-aggressively ever again. That is the hardest part for the majority of people when it comes to setting boundaries. They forget that they need to follow the same rules. Because when you follow the same rules internally with your morals and your values, that radiates. That radiates. You could just tell, oh yeah, that person doesn't talk nasty about themselves. I could just tell. There's no weight for me. Trust me, it's felt by others. So if I don't speak negatively about myself, then I'm not going to speak negatively about others, right? That's different than venting. You're allowed to have grievances with people and talk about it with a friend. But I mean, when you're name calling and really ripping people apart, expect that to happen to you then. Because you're vibrating at the frequency that attracts that. Doesn't matter. You could say all day, you're not allowed to speak to me that way. But it's going to keep happening, and you're going to have to keep vocalizing that boundary until you follow that same boundary. What's another good one? Right. You set time up for yourself in the morning. Right. So you feel at peace right now, let's say. You accomplished your dopamine, your healthy dopamine and your healthy endorphins for the morning, and it's carrying you throughout the day. And then you meet a person or a coworker or you make a friend or whatever, and they don't do that. They hustle right out the door, and then all they have the rest of the day is just negative shit to say because they're tired, they're overwhelmed, they didn't get to read their book, they never get to do their simple pleasures because they don't make time for it. No one's going to give you the time. Make the time. So right there, you won't even have to vocalize that boundary. You won't even make that friend is not going to vibrate in your life much longer. Because you now know you don't have time for that. You made the time for yourself. So now you think you're going to meet people that don't make time for themselves? No, that's actually not how it's going to work. They're going to meet you, try to bitch and complain, and you're going to be like, well, maybe you should get up a little earlier. I had time to read this morning and drink my tea. Maybe you could get that chapter of your book done. And they're going to have a choice. Either try it, which is a friend would try it and meet you on your level, or tell you, F off, because I like sitting in victim mentality. I like to have things to be sad about. I like to suffer. So once again, I don't need to vocalize the boundary. That person's not going to want to hang out with someone like me who doesn't enjoy suffering. We're going to have nothing to talk about, nothing to relate on. And once again, now you're cutting ties and you're not even vocalizing it. You're pushing people out with your energy. You need to follow your own self-care, though, and your own boundaries and your own values and your own morals, and you need to stick to them like glue. I'm serious. You can't be preaching one thing and not embodying it, because sure, you might get away with something for a while. Whatever that manipulation is, whatever goal you're trying to reach, you might reach it. It's not self-sustainable. You will eventually attract people into your life that are going to dismantle the facade that you have created. You got to live the lifestyle, home dog. You want peace? Live peaceful. You want people to respect you? Then you better live with self-respect. You want people to treat you as an equal and speak to you in an eye level type of way? Then that's how you better speak to people. Not like that. I don't know. Right. And if we're still doing that, then we need to address that. It's not force others to accept where you're at. It's rise above your own personal hurdles so that you are emanating energy of mutual respect. See, we don't recognize a lot of the time our own personal hand in how we're being accepted or not accepted by others. Because you can be the most unique, flamboyant, loudly dressed person and still get the same respect as someone dressed in a suit. You can. Because the difference between these two people isn't what's on their body, it's on what's in the inside. If you feel you're most respected to yourself, people will respect you. And when they don't, that's when you can say that person has a wire loose. Like something's not okay with that person. Because most people, when you set a standard, they abide by it. And if they don't, in my mind, you've got psychosis or like you've got a problem like that you need to go handle because you are not reading the situation clearly. You're reading it through a filtered lens. And whatever that filter is, wherever it came from, it's up to that person to abolish. It's not your problem. But you won't know that until you do all of these things, until you take that personal autonomy back. Make the time for reading that chapter in the book. Make the time to eat lunch outside. Make the time to go look at horses in the field. Make the time to go get ice cream. Make the time to do a puzzle. Do you see what I'm saying? You are not a helpless victim. And if you want people don't respond well to the helpless victim because overcomers is the thing. I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole because like trust me, I've lived there. I know what it's like to feel that vulnerability and feel the crushing weight of life and have people just tack onto it by being an asshole for seemingly no reason. But it's because I'm already vibrating at the frequency of like everyone sucks. So guess what? Everyone's gonna suck. And it's really hard. It's really hard because I wanted to just be hugged and I wanted all of society to just tiptoe around me. But like, why the F is it their job? They're strangers, man. They're treating you with what you're reflecting back at them. That's it. And that's why have your support system and you're allowed to be vulnerable within your safe space and your support. You're allowed. But we need to start recognizing that it's not always other people. It's what we're attracting by vibrating at the frequency that we're vibrating at. And the universe doesn't know your traumas. It's just black or white. You're either high vibing or you ain't. You're either law of attracting good or you're law of attracting bad. That's it. No one's gonna hold your hand. Like, sad, but also freeing. Because then you get to make the decision. You get to step into your power through the way that works for you authentically. Right. Because how you carry yourself internally is how others meet you. And if you consistently hold your standards up here, You won't even need to say boundaries because people just can't reach you. It's like the ultimate power. And then in the Bible, it's explained as you're wearing the armor of God. It's just this, because there's trust, there's faith, and there's confidence in believing that protection. So how do you establish faith, trust, and confidence in self so that you can believe in the armor of God? Right? How? And that's by making yourself a gosh darn priority. No more excuses. No more crying about my day could have been better if I had time to get boba tea. You freaking go get boba tea. It shocks and appalls me that we don't file in with what we have to do, with what we need to do for ourselves, for our non-negotiable needs, because we don't accept getting ice cream and boba tea and doing a puzzle as a need because we're so freaking whatever that we really think our needs are just food, water, and shelter. You're not a freaking dog. You are a complex animal. You are not just the animal outside that just needs food in its dish and water. And then, okay, like, look what we can accomplish as human beings. Look what we can do. And you think you need the same care as a dog? No! You need complex care. You need complex care. You're a complex, multidimensional being. You need complex care. Okay? And complex care is your joys. Like, your soul doesn't know that you have to do this today. You have to do that. Your soul's just like, I'd really like to get to that puzzle. So let it. I'd really like to get some ice cream after lunch. Then go. I'd really like to stop on the way home from work and watch the sunset and then walk in the park and roll a joint. Then do it. Don't say, oh, I'd like to do it, but like I have to wait for a friend. Like I'd like to do that with a friend. You're keeping yourself in suffer mode. Just do it. You might meet a friend out there. You might make a friend. Your suffering, the length of your suffering, not the cause, but the length of suffering is up to you. Your support system will care about you. I'm not saying like people don't care. I think I had more of a traumatizing beginning of healing journey because like I really just didn't have anyone. So I'm speaking from like me against strangers. Like I didn't really have that support. So I'm just thinking like when I would go out into town with low empowerment vibes, low confidence, and scared all the time, it would attract greasy, dirty old men yelling from their cars as I walked across the street. This is a true story. Just trying to get home from work. Yeah! Yeah, show us what you got! Yeah! I'm in work clothes. So it ain't about what I'm wearing. It's literally, he can smell the fear on me. He can smell the self-doubt. He can smell the lack of confidence. You're now prey. He doesn't know. It's instinct. It's animal instinct. We are the most basic creatures when it comes to instinct, but then the most complex if you take the time to move out of reaction and into response, which not everybody has that gift. So how do you protect yourself from the dirty old men that make you feel like an object? And I know it sounds so like it doesn't sound like the correct thing to do, like taking, but I'm telling you, taking my power back through a series of non-negotiable needs and self-care, values, morals, and internal system of authenticity, that doesn't happen to me. I haven't been yelled at by a stranger in 4 years. And the last time it happened, my mentality dropped that day. And usually when I was still like this back then, I would just not go out. But I was, about 4 years into my journey at this point. So I thought, even though I was having a kind of bad mental day, like, it's okay, I don't have to transmute it. I'm just going to Weiss. I just need to get groceries. No, you got to transmute that, because I immediately sensed the difference. I immediately felt eyes on me in a judgmental way, in a disrespectful way. And then a dude almost hit me with his car and then yelled at me. Didn't you see the big truck? Yeah, dude. What did you want me to do? Dive out of the way? Right. That shit doesn't happen to me anymore. Knock on wood. No, it's not knock on wood. It's literally just, I need to power of self. Power of self. Power of self. Because now when I feel people looking at me, and honestly, it could just be maybe they are judging, but I ain't feeling it. I'm feeling, yeah, you like this outfit. Yeah, you dig that me and my friends are laughing and having a good time. You probably want to know what the joke was. And now you're untouchable. I love it. I love it. Because I was a constant victim of circumstance. Because over and over and over again, until recognition of this inner work. And now seeing the difference, I don't really dress that much different either, guys. I don't. If anything, I'm stepping more in my power. I'm feeling more cute. And you would think that would attract more unwanted advances, right? It has not. Why? Because my energy speaks of, I'm effing good. I am good. I am not seeking the approval of you. I don't give a shit about whether or not you accept me. I don't care. Now you're untouchable. It's just true. Just try it out. Also, walking around like this, expecting people to disrespect you and expecting the other foot to fall, it will. If you walk around town with boxing gloves on, we're all going to assume you're a boxer and you're looking for the gym. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how subtle energy is. So if internally you're feeling vulnerable, you're going to attract a predator. If you're wearing boxing gloves, you're going to attract a boxing fight. If you're feeling too big for your britches too, a little too ego-y, you'll get humbled there too, trust me. It can go either way. There's a line. There is a balanced line in between them where you're confident, but you're not egotistical. You're empowered, but you don't care how others perceive you. It's just a natural coincidence or side effect that people do treat you with more respect when you have more respect for yourself. And I thought I had self-respect because I'm like, nobody can talk to me the way that I'm like, no, you can't talk to me that way. I won't allow it. See, I have self-respect. No, you don't have self-respect until you put those boots on and you walk in them. If you don't want people to talk to you in some type of way, then you get them out of your life. You get out of that situation. You change that environment. You stop treating yourself with disrespect. You stop letting people talk to you like that. It's a silent boundary. I'm at a point in my life where the next person that speaks to me in a tone that's disrespectful, you don't even get an explanation. I just won't ever see you again. And that's okay by me. I don't mind. Like, that's not hurting me at all. Because what hurts me is thinking that you chose to be an asshole. That's hurtful, and I'll think about it too much. So I'd rather just cut that person out. But that comes from, I'm telling you, as simple as getting up in the morning early, read a little chapter of your book, do a little YouTube movement. I sometimes do the Zumba things. They're extremely difficult. Do a little yoga, get a little movement in. Do something for you before you walk out that door. Because if you don't, you are internally feeling like you don't matter and everyone else is more important than you. Your job's more important than you. Your coworkers are more important than you. Your chores are more important than you. Your responsibilities are more important than you. But let's be real. How do you get it? The only way you can get all of those things done is by being you. Right? Like, take you out of the equation. The responsibilities aren't getting done. You're not showing up to work. You're not. So what's actually the most important? You. If that means you need, if this is like revolutionizing your life right now, that means you need to go and take off the next like 5 days from work. If you have that potential, that opportunity, you need to start carving out some days where you take off time so that you can reestablish your schedule and figure out what you need before you give to your needs. What do you need first before you give to your needs? Because then when you walk out that door, you might dress the same, but you ain't vibrating the same. You are vibrating at the frequency of warrior goddess. Or God, whatever, you know. Warrior, divine, multidimensional being, the creator of one's own reality, the source of all the empowerment that's radiating in your life. Like, when you start thinking like that, how do you walk out the door feeling bummed about anything? Like, even if I have to go accomplish something I don't really feel like doing, I'm not thinking about it. What I'm thinking about when I walk out the door is, damn, I feel good. I can do anything. It doesn't matter what you put on my plate. I can do it. And that also vibrates. That energy is also felt when you do it in a this is how you treat me way. This is how you treat me. This is the energy that I'm accepting. My energy. If you don't got what I'm giving myself, I don't need you. So yes, how you carry yourself does attract good or bad. I mean, it does attract. Like, it does set a precedence. Like, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I feel like we get confused and we get lost in, like, but I want to have a lazy day and I just want to wear sweatpants. Go ahead. Do you feel your highest potential when you leave your house in sweatpants and you go in front of all of your peers and do you feel good? I mean, then fine. That's all that matters. As long as you feel confident, self-respected, and as long as you can't, but I'm just telling you, I personally can't leave my house in pajamas or with my hair looking like a rat's nest. Now, that's not because I care about what other people are going to think of me or how they're going to perceive me. No, it's because I like to have a silent demand of respect anywhere I go. I don't want to have to open my mouth to set the precedence of respect. Like, I just want it easy. And like, it's not that hard to just throw on a pair of pants or just like look nice. For me, it's not that hard. Like, I'll just do that. It doesn't rack my brain. It's not for others. It's so that when I walk through those sliding doors, I'm holding my head up high. Because it's your energy that's vibrating out of your core, your solar plexus chakra, that is setting the standard for how others will treat you. So you need to follow your own boundaries and your lifestyle needs to mimic the boundaries you're setting for others as well. I don't drink. Because drinking ruined my life. Now, I ruined my life. But I mean, like, drinking and me together, we were able to ruin my life quicker. So I don't drink. Not because I don't trust myself to not ruin my life again. It's because I don't need to feel that lack of empowerment ever again. So I don't sit at a table full of drinkers and wish I could drink. Because for me, it's a different value and moral for why I don't drink. It's not because, I wish I could. No, I'd rather not, because I'm giving away my conscious empowerment to a liquid. I just don't think I need to be the prisoner of a bottle. And so that is my value and my standard. I will never complain about not being able to drink. I will never rattle off how many days I have sober. I don't care, and I don't know, because that's not why I quit. I quit to take my power back in my life. So the alcohol has become, that's a waste of my time. See the energy shifting there? Just in that perspective of not looking at it like, I wish I could, but I'm a bad girl, I can't touch that. Low vibration versus I choose to never touch that because my power is more valuable than that drink. It's just a fucking drink. It's liquid. And guess who chooses to put the liquid inside their body? Because that is a leak in my personal empowerment energy field. What are some of your leaks? Let me see what another leak of is mine, where I just feel poop right away. Gotta eat food. That's annoying for me, because how can you be so good and then you get a little hungry and all of a sudden you're down here and you're attracting all the crap? It's annoying, okay? But whatever. That's what I gotta to be my most empowered. I gotta be fueled. So I don't look at all of the food. I mean, I used to look at it as being a burden, but now I'm nah, because I'm the most powerful when I'm fed. Fueled and fed. I have no qualms saying no to a fun activity if it means cutting into my sleep schedule, because I am my most empowered when I am not tired. See what it looks like? It also means saying no to fun. It also means turning down certain things if it's not aligning with your morals and your values. And that's, I think, the hardest part for us on the healing journey, because we want to abandon those things when we get to a certain point. We want to say, yeah, let's just dance all night and throw caution into the wind, no worries. We want that because we're seeking that autonomy after trauma. We want the freedom to choose. You still do have the freedom to choose, but is that choice the best choice for your highest potential? And that is where your empowerment lies. And I'm telling you, making decisions like that on a daily basis has got me to a point where no one can throw me. Yeah, I've had someone recently, months ago, say something, called me a name that I didn't actually understand. I had to Google it. And yeah, damn, that was hurtful, but not in a victim-y way. It was I had to go self-reflect for a month and really ask myself, do I fit into that category of that labeled name or not? I had to come around to believing that I don't. It doesn't matter when all my friends said that I don't, that's not me, that person was just afraid of me or my potential or my skill set, whatever. I heard all of the support and the encouragement from my support system. Didn't matter. I had to wrap my brain around it, and I had to not accept the name. But for a good month, I did vibrate at the energy of self-doubt. And I caused maybe 2 or 3 other situations that really pissed me off. I caused them through my own feelings of self-doubt. So once you start doing this and setting up those non-negotiable needs and making the time. Here's a quote I wrote like 8 years ago. When you have the time, take your time. And if you don't, then make the time. We are no longer being victims of our circumstances anymore. I don't want that. I personally don't want that. I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm over being at the whim of just everyone else. I set the standard and I set the vibration for what is happening around me. Because I don't want that anymore. I don't want to feel powerless. I don't want to feel offended. I don't want to be hurt by unaware, on the journey of growth people. If I'm making this decision in my life, then I'm going to stick hard with it and not accept anything else. And that's what gets you to... I grew up bullied my entire life. I got so used to it, like, I don't know. I would just, can't say that, nah, and just, now, this is the biggest shift that I've noticed. But when I started doing this stuff and really believing in myself and having the confidence that I am, like, the best, like, for me, like, no, I'm not comparing to anyone. Like, I'm the best right now. Like, I'm feeling the best in myself. I got somebody try and make fun of me, a stranger, in a cafe, because I was so high energy at 7 a.m. And he goes, I want what you're on, which could have been very triggering because I literally just quit drugs. So, 5 years ago, but like, that's not cool to hear, right? Like, if that were your scenario, like, the first thing I thought was kind of just like, well, that's kind of shitty to say. Like, this dude doesn't know my freaking story, though. So what, am I going to unload 12 years of trauma on this dude because he just doesn't know how to think before he speaks? No! I responded, and I said, would you like this kind of an energy? And he said, yes. And I said, well, this is what you're going to need to do. You're going to have to wake up early, move your body, stretch, read a chapter of your favorite book, meditate, listen to music, drink some tea, have a full breakfast. Dude started taking notes. See how an offense, taken as an offense, shuts down the growth for all? But responding to it as a compliment helped me and a stranger grow? How do you stop seeing everything as an attack, though? How? By stop feeling like a victim. Why are you still feeling like the victim? That's the next question. Go there. You're not being attacked. People could say whatever the F they want, but you are allowed to turn it around into something powerful. Oh, I want what you're on. Do you? Meditation every day. Alarm clock goes off at this time every day. I'm stretching, I'm showering, I'm this every day. Full breakfast, pack a lunch every day. I will teach you, mister. And because I did it with a good attitude, because I was like actually just excited to share what I've learned, I was like, bro, I got you. I don't even drink caffeine. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. Yeah. That's how powerful I am. You want this power? I'll teach it to you. You've got to follow your own rules. It doesn't matter that the person tried to offend you. You don't sync to their shit. No. Maintain your vibration. Maintain you, not the reaction to another person. Who the hell cares? This other person don't pay your bills. This other person don't tie your shoes in the morning. So why the hell does it matter? Turn it around. It doesn't matter. But if it still matters to you, look into yourself for why it still matters. Because you are missing something. Why are we still in victim mentality? Why are we still feeling sorry for ourselves? Oh, we have a lack of empowerment. We have a lack of autonomy, of free will. What do I need to do, Lex, to get those things back? You need to carve out time for yourself to just do random shit. Color, puzzle, sit in the grass. That's how you get it back. It's not walking in a room with a sexy outfit on and shadowy makeup and I demand power. Like, no, that's fake. Do you feel that? Do you feel that inside? Because, like, look at the roots. The roots are lack of empowerment, lack of autonomy, lack of free will. That's what's missing. Because these things is what's impacting your confidence and your power. So how do we establish these things back? So you're feeling a lack of empowerment. How do you feel empowered? How do you step into your power? What makes you feel really good when you're done doing it? The next, your lack of autonomy. You feel like your body's just for everyone else, for people to stare at, to people to make fun of, make jokes, or take, whatever. How do you get that back? You carve out time in the morning for yourself. Because you're basically telling the world, you can freaking wait. I come first. So you're starting to heal autonomy. Free will to make decisions whatever you want. Make a choice you want to make. Start making good choices that fill back into your cup. So then you can trust your free will decision, your free will option. If you're not making good decisions with your free will, it's going to go right back into taking your power. This is all very important roots here. Are you making good decisions with your free will that pour back into self? Are you carving out time for self to make sure that you know you're more important than anything else? And are you taking that power back by doing things that make you feel empowered and accomplishing them full to the end? And that looks like small, attainable, accomplishable goals. Don't look at shit that's not going to be able to get done within your level of energy that you have for the day. I'm not going to go wash my car right now. Yeah, it needs to get done, but I don't have that here today. So I'm not going to force myself to do it poorly, and then miss out on the empowerment vibes. I'm going to wait until the day that I can do that and feel empowered. Now, how do I build up to that? The motivation to build up to that. I'll tell you. Get outside where the car is. Start doing things around the car. Hook up the hose. Get out the materials. You don't have to do it yet. Just get ready. Then walk away. Then reapproach it. Don't do it, though, masking and pretending or forcing and pushing. Only do the steps at a time, the small, attainable, accomplishable goals that you can accomplish with the energy you have for that day. You can still make moves towards accomplishing that big goal with a little thing today. Like today, I'll go find the soap. Today, I'll get the bucket out. You know? See what I'm saying? Small, attainable, accomplishable goals. We got to work on empowerment, autonomy, and free will. What are we doing with that free will? Are you sabotaging yourself? Oh, but that's really fun. I want to go out late. I want to do the thing. But I've got work in the morning. I'm going to be this by that. And then I got to travel the next day. And you still go out? Then you're telling yourself, once again, you don't matter. And then if you're like, oh, but I never go out, I never have fun, then you make the time. You plan it when there's no surrounding things that you need to do. When you can sleep in the next day and recuperate. You plan everything. You can plan to be spontaneous. You can plan to be fun. You can plan it all. It's fine. It's all good. Because how you vibrate with those three things, empowerment, autonomy, and free will, that's how the rest of the world's going to treat you. It's incredibly daunting because it's all on you. But it's also incredibly freeing that it's all on you. I like it. I don't want to wait for anyone else to make my life. I want to create it. Like, I'm going to create it today. Like, I got it. And that starts with every little choice, every free will choice, every autonomy choice for what you do for your body. You choose what to put in it. You choose how to move it. You choose. And that empowerment, accomplish that small goal and revel in that feeling of empowerment. Only do things with a nice positive mindset. If you're feeling cloudy and you're, fuck this, don't do it. Because you ain't going to get what I'm talking about doing it that way. All right. It's lunchtime. Non-negotiable need, homies. All right. Hi, everyone. Have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow.